Good morning. What I would like to share with you this morning is somewhat of a success story involving our local, a major project, our National Welding Certification Program, and Impact. Right now, we're right in the middle of building two brand new nuclear power generating units at Plant Vogtle. It is a Southern Company project located in Waynesboro, Georgia, just outside of Augusta. Well, approximately 3 years ago, the contractor was ramping real heavy with manpower, and they were asking for a lot of welders. And they were requiring our welders to take and pass 2 different weld tests utilizing 2 different welding processes in order to be hired as a welder. Well, we didn't get off to a very good start. As a matter of fact, excuse me, at that time, we were only averaging like a 5% pass rate. So to make a long story short, we got together with the contractor. We talked to their folks over their weld testing facility, and I was invited to go out to their facility to see if we could figure out why we were failing. And when I got there, I asked them what were some of the reasons our welders were failing. And one of the biggest reasons that they gave me, they stated that it seemed as if there were a lot of our welders didn't know how to set up the welding machines. Well, we go out in their weld test shop, and I'm looking at these welding machines, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm not so sure that I knew how to set up these machines. The machines that they were using were of the newer inverter types, and the machines that we were training and testing on back at the hall were of the older transformer types. The older transformer types that we were using are fairly simple. Basically, got an on and off switch and a dial to set your amps. The newer inverter types that they were using, not only did they have an on and off switch, a dial to set your amps, it also had a hot start control, an arc control, and behind this little hidden panel were several more buttons. And trust me, if you didn't select the correct button for the process of welding in which you're about to do, it wasn't going to weld very good. So we came to the conclusion that the welding machines might not have been our only problem, but not being familiar with how to set up these newer machines was probably our biggest problem. So when I got back to the hall, I reported to our then business manager, told him about the machine issue, and we both agreed we needed to purchase some new welding equipment. So we immediately went to work putting together a request for a grant through Impact. And then I contacted Ed Abbott of the Apprenticeship and Training Department and told him of our problem and asked if he could help us with upgrading our welding program and our welding equipment. And without hesitation, we received the grant through Impact, and with Ed's help, we purchased all new welding equipment, got educated on them ourselves, and in just a short few months, we turned that 5% pass rate into a 76% pass rate. Bottom line is, if it hadn't been for us working together with our contractor to figure out why we were failing, if it hadn't been for us receiving the grant through Impact, and with Ed's help, we probably would still have a very poor passing rate, and we may have even lost to work on the Plant Vogtle project altogether. I am proud to say with our National Welding Certification Program, we have the ability to train and certify welders to meet our contractors' needs. Using our welding training and manuals made available to us from our international in the classroom, our members are taught the different processes of welding and safety, and in our test shops, our members are taught hands-on welding techniques by our instructors. And after they have practiced and improved proficiency, we then have them to qualify through the Ironworkers National Welding Certification Program. They then are issued welding certification cards that allows them to weld on projects throughout our jurisdiction without having to retest. This saves our employers a lot of time and money. It helps us to send out a well-trained, highly skilled workforce. And again, I'd like to thank Impact and the Apprenticeship and Training Department for all that they do. And I'd also like to thank you for your time this morning. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Andre Mondu. You already heard some of this. I'm an iron worker out of Local 25, Detroit. Started the apprenticeship about over 30 years ago. Our class back then was a 3-year program, one day every 2 weeks. During that time, I earned my SMAW and FCAW. And in '06, I requalified on both of those with the Ironworkers National Welding Certification Program. Throughout my career, I've been fortunate enough to gain experience in a lot of different facets of this trade, primarily structural, working raising gangs. Got a healthy dose of miscellaneous ornamental ironwork also. These experiences led me to a large variety of projects I've been proud to work on, both big and small. I've done fast food restaurants to been able to work on sports arenas, auto plants, steel mills, power plants. I've been real fortunate. I've advanced to general foreman, started foreman, general foreman, now superintendent. I'm currently a general superintendent for Barton Mallow Construction Company. So, hard work and drive to do my best is what brought me here to talk to you guys today about the Ironworkers National Welding Certification Program. One thing I've always wanted to learn how to do was weld. And even before I joined the Ironworkers, I enrolled in night classes, took welding classes at some little local school. But when I entered the apprenticeship program, I thought I knew how to weld already. Well, I couldn't, nowhere close to the Ironworkers standard. So I buckled down and went to work. By the time I earned my SMAW, I had a lot of confidence I could weld about anything. And then eventually I got my FCAW. And the doors really opened wide for me. It really helps you with your employment, getting jobs, staying busy, staying working. It helped me, it made me a well-rounded journeyman. So eventually I took foreman position, and it was always essential to hire good welders. In fact, whenever you were presented with a name of a guy, word of mouth is how we get around a lot. And first thing we all ask is, can he weld? When he showed up with his certification card, you really didn't have that worry. You knew he went through the program, you knew he could weld. So, all the welding shall be performed by a certified welder by AWS D1.1 standard. Those words are on every job spec drawing, plain black and white. If you're in supervision, this program makes it a lot easier, makes your job a lot easier. Now, at the start of the project, we always gather all the certifications, install them into a file, and we turn our copies over to the general contractor. This ensures quality control for the company and the general contractor. Also, the owner knows he has a well-trained quality workforce out there. It's also works a great deal. It helps a lot with your inspectors also. When you have the paperwork right there, you're always good to go. So you see the advantages. There's less time, cost, and more productivity. There's no need to requalify welders on site, and that saves time and money. Especially you don't have a guy, waiting for a booth. He's out on the site doing his job. We at Barton Mallow, we do work all over the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This welding program enables us to do that. We are able to bid bigger projects, more complex jobs across the country. This in turn helps with the growth of a business. Just as welders have completed the welding certification program and aren't afraid of taking any welding job, Barton Mallow as a company is not afraid of bidding any job. Largely in part because we go into other regions and state, we can access a list of certified welders through this welding program database. They're already qualified AWS D1.1 standard. The database has a read-only capability that allows you to access a list of welders available through the specific local unions. If we're bidding a project and I'm going to have welding involved, I need to know that I can get qualified welders from that area. The welding program database gives me that opportunity. Knowing we can access professional quality welders anywhere in the country gives us great confidence and pride that we can go in there and take advantage of the challenges this industry has to offer. We as iron workers and employers take full advantage of the welding certification program. It may be one of the greatest tools in our belt. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter how long you've been welding or how good you are or think you are, if you're not affiliated with this program and you're not certified, you can't weld. not on the job. And if you can't weld, they'll find somebody that can. The program's a great benefit to the ironworkers and the contractors. It really opens up a lot of doors. The Easy to Network site is very user-friendly. It works anywhere in the country, your smartphone, iPad, laptop, or desktop. So get involved. Please take a time as a union member and/or a business to get fully involved with this Ironworkers National Welding Certification Program. If you're not familiar with it, get in touch with Ed Abbott and the Apprentice and Training Department at the International Headquarters. They're always helpful when we have a question or need solutions. The more we promote this program, the more we take advantage of the welding certification program, the more profitable we become as a business. And it's one more tool we put in our belt that might make it a lot lighter. Thanks for your time.